caught up in a lust in all of our vices. In your pulse is the dust that settles around us, and the walls get tumbling down in the city that we love. Gray clouds roll over the hills from darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing's changed at all? If you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this?
Good morning, and welcome to the University of New England. Thank you everybody for your understanding for us having to make the hard decision to move the ceremony inside. As a lot of you are aware, Armidale can get pretty cold. So this is generally new to all of us. However, we actually had to make the decision during the bushfire threat in December 2019. A heat policy for the University of New England is something we don't have. We maybe need to consider it for the future. For those that are still entering, please, so let me start again. For those that are seated, if there are spare seats around you, please could you squash up? For the ushers at the back of the foyer, there is still a lot of room in the balcony area for our audience to come in. We're trying to get as many people in the room as possible so everybody can enjoy this together. For everybody in the room, in the event of an emergency, please follow all the exit signs and our ushers will direct you to a safe location, preferably in the shade. The closest toilets are located in the foyer at the back right of the theatre, and there's also first aid, which is actually at the top of the stairs where I'm pointing just now in the Lazenby Annex. If you do need assistance, please alert a member of our staff. During the ceremony, could I ask everybody to please make sure that their mobile phones are either off or on silent. The ceremony will commence at approximately 10:30, beginning with the Chancellor and academic procession, in which I'll be asking everybody to stand. Once the procession arrives, please remain standing and do join us in singing the National Anthem. We'd love to see everybody's photos and videos from today, and please feel free after the ceremony to walk the grounds around UNE, including the front lawns at Bullamimba. If you're posting on social media, please use the mentions at UNI New England, at Uni New England, and the hashtag UNE graduation, UNE graduation. The ceremony will take approximately an hour and a half. After the ceremony is completed, all of our graduation events are continuing outside on Graduate Walk in the marquees and under the shade of the trees. If you haven't already booked, there's a gourmet barbecue buffet lunch available on Graduate Walk after the ceremony, and walk-ups are accepted. In preparation for graduation, I'd like to address our graduands regarding the upcoming ceremony. So everybody who will be acknowledged for either a New England Award or a Vice-Chancellor's Scholars Award, and you know who you are, throughout the ceremony you'll be asked to stand, and please stand and just stay where you are, and if you could face the centre area where the stairs are, because you'll be photographed from that area. Please also ensure that everybody is seated in their allocated seat, so people like Dave can do the final check-off. It's very important. It goes very pear-shaped if you're not in the right seat. And then once seated, if you could remain so throughout the ceremony. If you do need to go to the bathroom, please do so, that's fine. For family and friends, please avoid crossing across photography areas. We're live streaming this all over the world, and there's a number of photographers around as well. If you do want to come forward and take photos in the aisles, please remember there's an audience behind you, and please don't step into the seated area because our ushers are moving all the graduands around, and it's pretty chaotic. If we get in the way of that, it could all be, again, even more chaotic. So to our graduands, when it's time to present the awards, you'll be asked to stand a row at a time by the ushers, and your name will be checked off in order of presentation. The ushers will then ask you to move forward to each point. So don't worry, it's just you'll be ushered into the next position until you come to the bottom of the stairs there. Upon your name being called at the bottom of the stairs, the UNE tradition of acknowledging the Chancellor is to doff your trencher, as I've just done, doff your trencher to acknowledge the Chancellor, then you can walk up the stairs to receive your award. Don't worry, you'll see people beforehand, academics beforehand when they speak, you'll see them acknowledge the Chancellor as well, so you'll be familiar with that. Could I just ask those where, yeah, thanks for practising, well done, that's good. Audience, they're practising, that's very good. Those wearing heels, please be careful walking up the stairs. Take it from me, when you're under pressure, you do forget how to walk, so concentrate and use the handrail. We don't want any near misses at the top of the stairs. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but when you get to the front here, you'll acknowledge the Chancellor by shaking his hand, and then you turn to the right for official photograph once you're presented with your testament, and then walk straight ahead behind me, walk straight ahead and back down the stairs where you'll be ushered back to your seat. So, what I mean, walking up the stairs, not tripping over, concentrating. Move over here to the Chancellor. You'll recognise him, he's about 7.5 feet tall. Shake his hand, receive your trencher, look across to the flash, boom, just like that, as simple as that, with your best smiley face, and then walk off past the photographer back down the stairs. Sure, everybody can do that. Once that's all done, I can hear the murmurs of nervousness, okay? You'll be fine. So once that's all done, at the end of the ceremony, you'll be asked to stand for the singing of the academic anthem, which is Gaudiamus Igitur, and the graduates will then be asked to follow the academic recession then. So the academics actually proceed down one set of stairs, and then they recess up the other side of stairs, and you'll be asked to follow them out. Please don't stop at the foyer, go outside. As far away from the foyer as possible, because there'll just be a big bottleneck for everybody. Let me continue. All graduates who've been invited to have photographs with the Chancellor and the Vice-Chancellor, please proceed with your families and guests to the photography area, which is just behind the alumni tent in the grassed area there, where there's a UNE media board, which is a board with UNE signage all over it, to have your photographs with the Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor. That's all the graduates who've been invited to do so. So, graduates, family, friends and the UNE community, thank you for your attention and patience. Please relax in the air conditioning and wait for the announcement to start the ceremony. You've all worked very hard to contribute to this day. Please enjoy it. Thank you.
See it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking. I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain, always gonna wanna make you move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Oh, it's a climb. struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down. No, I'm not breaking, I may not know it, but these are the moments I'm gonna remember most. Just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain, always gonna wanna make you move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Oh, it's the climb. Hey, yeah. It's always gonna be another mountain, always gonna wanna make you move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Oh, it's the climb. So it goes, another lonely day, saving time but you're miles away. Flowers drowning in some bitter tea, foreseeing a last opportunity. Find your mirror, gonna look inside, see your talent you always hide. Don't go kid yourself on not today, satisfaction's not too far away. Hold on, now your exit here, it's waiting just for you. Don't pause too long, it's fading now, it's ending all too soon. Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Coffee's warm, but your milk is sour. Life is short, but you're here to flower. Dream yourself along another day. Don't be scared of opportunity. Can't be scared of what you cannot see. Only fear is possibility. Never wonder what the hell went wrong. Your second chance may never come along. Hold on, now your exit's here, it's waiting just for you. Don't pause too long, it's fading now, ending all too soon. Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Hold on, now your exit's here, it's waiting just for you. Don't pause too long, it's fading now, ending all too soon. Oh, you'll see. Soon you'll see. succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. The tears come streaming down your face. And you lose something you can't replace. Love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. And I will try to fix you. If you're high up above or down below, you're too in love to let it go. If you never try, then you'll never know just what it's worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. I will try to fix you. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. So I will try to fix you. Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. If you're so smart, then tell me why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? Better cool it off before you burn it down. So much to do, but only so many hours in the day. You know that when the truth is told, you can get what you want or you can just get old.
Good morning, and thank you for your patience. Welcome to the University of New England and the graduation ceremony for the awards in the Faculty of Medicine and Health. Graduates, family, friends, and the UNE community, may I ask you to now please stand for the entry of the academic procession and the Chancellor of the University of New England, And please also remain standing to join us in singing the National Anthem. Thank you.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock ticking. Think of you turning in circles, confused, and there's nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories, time after time. Sometimes you picture me, I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling out to me, I can't hear what you said. You say, go slow, I fall behind. The second band unwinds. If you're lost, you can look, you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, I'm wondering if you're okay. You say, go slow, I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. You're lost, you can look, you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, I'll be waiting. Time after time. Time after time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land that we call New England, and also all the lands that the University of New England operate on, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. It is my great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you to today's Medical and Health Summer Graduation Ceremony. and especially to our special guest, Professor Trevor Parmenter, Honorary Doctorate recipient and today's occasional address speaker. Distinguished Alumni Award recipient, Emeritus Professor Philip Broad, Alec Webb, the Executive Director of the Run Network, Deputy Chancellor Jan McClelland, Vice-Chancellor and CEO Professor Chris Moran, Ms Cheryl Chant, Esquire Bedell, my fellow council members and the entire university community. But you, our graduates, a special welcome to you and your families. This is your day. Enjoy it, celebrate it. It's worth remembering. And you've worked very hard to get here. Graduations are an entire celebration for the university community. It's what we're here for. Whether you be a professor or somebody who works in an office or in the groundsman, as a grounds person, we're all here to make sure that your life is not necessarily easy, but we work very hard to make sure that you get here today. So we're celebrating with you as well, because we take great pleasure and pride in seeing you here today. It is now my great pleasure to declare the ceremony open and call upon Colin Ahoy to make welcome to country.
Aboriginal people are the original custodians of the land. It is important this unique position is recognised and incorporated as part of official protocol and events to enable the wider community share in Aboriginal culture, heritage, facilitating better relationships between Aboriginal people and the wider community. Welcome to Country recognises the unique position of Aboriginal people in Australian culture and history. Today I stand here as a proud descendant of the Anouan people to welcome you to our land. I would like to pay respect to our elders, both past and present, and on behalf of the Anouan people, the traditional custodians of the land on which this event takes place today, welcome. Chancellor.
Thanks, Colin. Ladies and gentlemen, the University of New England in 1994 created something called the UNE Alumni Awards. This gave the university the opportunity to honour and recognise the achievements of our alumni. And the people who have won this award in previous years and today's recipient have gone beyond the call of duty, whether it be in their workplace, their communities, or just in life. They represent what we believe this place stands for, and they've made an extraordinary contribution. The UNE Alumni Awards is presented to somebody who has won, over the course of their career, made significant contribution to their field, displays outstanding leadership and professional qualities while embodying the UNE's values of creativity, innovation, risk-taking, access and inclusion, embodies the characteristics of honesty, ethical behaviour and authenticity. They are really somebody or individuals to be looked up to. They have helped this country, and as I said, their professions to great things, and we celebrate them with great pleasure and pride. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Chris Moran, to present Professor Philip Gordon Board for the Distinguished Alumni Award.
Chancellor. Uncle Colin, thank you very much for your warm welcome to this place. I also acknowledge this is the land of the Anouan people and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Philip Board graduated from the University of New England with a Bachelor of Science with honours in 1973 before completing his PhD in 1977. Professor Board's research was focused on the genetics of enzyme deficiencies that caused hemolytic anemia and defects in blood coagulation. Significantly, he developed new methods for the genetic analysis of coagulator factor 13 deficiency and mapped the chromosomal locations of two factor 13 genes that encoded the A and B subunits. In the early 1980s, Professor Board invented novel methods for studying genetic variation in the glutathione transferase family of enzymes. He was the first to identify the common deficiency of GSTM1-1 that has implications for an individual's ability to metabolise and eliminate cancer-causing chemicals. This notable observation led to many further studies that have established Professor Board as a world authority in his field. Professor Philip Board is awarded a Distinguished Alumni Award in recognition of his outstanding contributions to medical research, particularly in the areas of biochemistry and molecular biology. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you Professor Philip Gordon Board for the 2023 Distinguished Alumni Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Chris Moran, to present Professor Trevor Parmenter to the degree of Doctor of Letters.
Chancellor, Professor Trevor Parmenter has dedicated his life to the support of people with intellectual disability and has been recognised for his pioneering work in this field for over 70 years, with at least 20 different significant awards and commendations, including an Order of Australia. He is currently Professor Emeritus at the Sydney Medical School and has been an adjunct professor at the School of Rural Medicine at UNE since 2011. Professor Parmenter has maintained a long-standing and ongoing relationship with both Armidale and the University of New England following the initial completion of his first qualification, a 2-year teacher training course at Armidale Teachers College in 1952. Trevor worked for 21 years in schools across both rural and metropolitan locations in New South Wales. In 1974, he joined the foundation staff at Macquarie University's Special Education Centre, and following this career change, he completed his PhD in special education. Over the decades since that time, he became the Foundation Professor of Developmental Disability at the University of Sydney and the Conjoint Director of the Centre for Disability Studies. Professor Parmenter has been involved in a wide range of international activities, including official roles as key advisor to both the World Health Organization and the International Labour Organization, with respect to improving healthcare, community inclusion, and employment engagement for persons with intellectual disability. His high standing amongst his peers within the disability field on an international level is seen through his election as President of the International Association for the Scientific Study of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. In 2005, Professor Parmenter was appointed a member of the Order of Australia for his contributions to research, teaching, and services to people with developmental disabilities. Following his Distinguished Alumni Award in 2006, UNE Vice-Chancellor Alan Pettigrew invited Trevor to deliver the occasional address at the graduation ceremony for the School of Education. The Senate of the University of Sydney conferred on him the title of Professor Emeritus for his distinguished research and teaching career in 2010. And in 2011, he was the recipient of the Macquarie University Alumni Award for Distinguished Service. Across his 50-year career in academia, Professor Parmenter has attracted over $11 million in funding and grants, has over 250 research outputs, with nearly 7,000 citations and an H-index of 40. However, it is worth recognising that many of his greater accomplishments have been made in relation to achieving changes in societal practice to improve the lives of people with intellectual disability, rather than purely academic outcomes, and perhaps some statistics there that go over the head of the majority of our audience today. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you Professor Trevor Parmenter for the admission honoris causa to the degree of Doctor of Letters.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you honoris causa to the degree of Doctor of Letters. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to present Professor Parmenter to make the occasional address speech.
Thank you, Chancellor. The first graduation to be held at the University of New England was in 1955, the year following the university's official formation in 1954, making 2024 our 70th year since we became an independent university. Unlike we humans, institutions are just beginning to hit their straps at 70s. At UNE, we see our 70th anniversary of separation from our parent, the wonderfully privileged Sandstone University of Sydney, as an opportunity to reassert our independence. Not just our independence from the University of Sydney, that one's obvious, but rather our uniqueness as an institution globally. The founders of the University of New England envisaged a university for all, one where people who did not live in the city could learn without leaving their homes. Imagine the foresight. This was at a time when the post was delivered by horse, or people using horses. Internet wasn't even a concept in science fiction. Today, so many universities, perhaps most of the universities, are now copying the model invented by the University of New England. You know this model because you have completed studies with us. You know that internet access is not what distinguishes us. It is the care, capabilities, and histories of our people, the overall experience that you get as a UNE student. So, in our 70th year, we will be communicating how our foundations of opportunity and excellence will provide us with a springboard to transform learning experiences. Our aspiration is no less than to create a university that has never been seen before, again. We are rapidly evolving the concept of what I call immersive learning. The features of immersion involved ensuring that wherever you are when you are learning, the virtual worlds and physical emotional worlds you inhabit are accessible as part of your learning environment. We're creating new ways to scale access to the best academics. We want to immerse you in the environments that you seek to work and live in during and after your study. We are regional and rural in our origins, and so you should be able to enjoy and benefit from access to that. And for those of you who are at this campus for the first time, or visitors to this place today, please enjoy this campus. We have the privilege of working in a zoological garden, a botanical garden, and a bird aviary. Spend some quiet time walking this place and listening to this place and seeing what's here. This is now your home. Please visit us whenever you can. We're also fully metropolitan. Yes, we can walk and chew gum. And we'll provide you with authentic experiences familiar to those who know and love cities. We will find immersion experiences for you, even if we never know where you experience them from. We want it to be your choice how learning and life intertwine. We will adopt, adapt, and participate in creating the newest technologies, and we will ground these in the original vision of our university. Why am I telling you this when you're finishing? Well, you are not finished with learning. When I was robing for my first graduation at UNE, I looked up at the window in the library of Bulimimba, a house built in 1890. On that window was engraved the following words: "Cease not to learn until thou cease to live." This place was destined to be a university. You're on a roll. Just keep on learning and do it where you can be certain of an excellent experience, here. So watch this space as you become alumni, because we will not just be partying for our 70th birthday. We will be inventing, creating, designing and delivering new learning experiences that will arrive rapidly and then to continue to evolve over the next 70 years. Sir Robert Madgwick's occasional address in 1959 has been followed by hundreds of fascinating speakers, both UNE alumni and others, who take the opportunity to impart their wisdom and experience on the graduating cohort. Chancellor, graduates, friends and guests, in light of his outstanding national and international pioneering work and the amazing career I have just outlined to you, his contribution to the field of intellectual disability, we congratulate Professor Trevor Parmenter on his conferment of the award of an Honorary Doctorate of Letters, and it is my honour to introduce him as our occasional address speaker today. Professor Parmenter.
I thought I'd lost this address, but just found it, so all's well. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the original owners of this land upon which this university sits, and especially the work of the Urala Aboriginal Centre. Chancellor, I'm humbled by the honour you have bestowed upon me and feel privileged to now deliver the occasional address to graduands of this most highly esteemed university. When I heard there was going to be a heat wave, I abridged my address to about 5 minutes. But then I heard that we would be in this wonderful hall, so I went back to the 40-minute one. I knew that would excite you, Chancellor. But that's a joke. Very special congratulations to all graduates who are about to receive recognition for your years of hard work and perseverance. I also wish to pay tribute to your families and loved ones who have supported you throughout your journey. It's with pride that some of my family who have supported my journey are with me here today, including my eldest daughter, Jackie, who as a 4-year-old was here at my graduation in 1972, and my dear wife, Marie. But I also have to mention my other daughter, Natalie, who with her partner drove down from Gold Coast this morning, and she will soon present her PhD thesis at Flinders University. So it's a wonderful honour to have my family with me. But we also need to acknowledge the mentorship of the staff of this university who have helped guide you and inspire you throughout your studies. As Isaac Newton said, I have stood on the shoulders of giants. In my own case, I recall Cyril Carey, who taught the One Teacher School elective during my time at Armidale Teachers College in 1951-52. Cyril was one of the first to enrol in the BA program at the New England University College when it was established in 1938. He later served terms as Mayor of Armidale, and in his last lecture, he warned us to beware of the farmers' daughters, especially on our first appointment. I did marry a farmer's daughter, but she'd been a fellow student at the college. My primary education had been in a one-teacher school, and in my early career in one-teacher schools, it taught me the value of community, and that's the theme of my address to you this morning, graduates. The theme of community. In my years at UNE, I recalled Professor Paul Barrett Sr., Head of Psychology, and Warwick Alford and Ron Brown in Education, each of whom inspired my later teaching and research career. Paul Barrett's emphasis upon neuroscience prompted my seeking answers to the questions of what is intelligence and what is intellectual disability. I also pay tribute to Howard Sheath, who administered Australia's first external studies here at UNE, now morphed into online learning. But I do want to mention also 3 Vice-Chancellors who were here in my 6 years. The first was Sir Robert Madgwick, followed by Sir Selman Cowan, and then followed by Alex Lansbury, after whom this hall is named. Those 3 men contributed much to the scholarship that this university is noted for. They set the field, they set the barriers, they set how much we must aspire to in our scholarly studies. And they really put this university on the map. For many of you, given your studies in health sciences, your career will bring you into contact with some of the most disadvantaged and marginalised people in our community. These may include people who are ageing, have a disability, or have an Indigenous background. You will observe ageism, ableism, and racism. The recent Royal Commission report into violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation of people with disability has advocated the closure of segregated services such as special schools, group homes, and sheltered workshops, highlighting the goal of full inclusion into mainstream activities. Likewise, the Aged Care Royal Commission report emphasised, and I will quote, whether people are receiving aged care in their homes or in residential care, they are still members of our community. It is important that they remain engaged, valued, and socially connected. Both reports emphasise the human rights and community inclusion as the key driving forces in their recommendations. Inclusion has been a pervasive concept, sometimes under different names, for several decades. Teaching at a high school partially seeing unit in 1965-69, at the same time as I enrolled here as an external student, I assisted most of the students to successfully join mainstream classes. As principal of a special school, I introduced work experience, which led to school leavers obtaining jobs in the general community. Upon joining Macquarie University, I established the Unit for Community Integration Studies, with employment being the initial research and training focus. But despite these initiatives in the 1960s and 70s, why are we still struggling with the concept of inclusion? Is it because, despite being in the community, people with disabilities are still not of the community? So often, inclusion is understood as a physical entity rather than a process whereby we welcome and form relationships with fellow members of our community. Generally, it is ignorance and sometimes fear of the lives of other persons that has led to the physical and psychological barriers which cause their rejection from mainstream activities. As an antidote, I'm proposing that we need to build an ethical community, incorporating the spirit of codependence, the spirit of codependence. Piketty, writing in 1992, argued that, and I quote, "We should work toward an ethical conception of community which establishes that all persons are fundamentally equal as human beings. All persons are fundamentally equal as human beings." A key element in the concept of an ethical community is the proposition of caring. The proposition of caring, raised by my Dutch colleague Hans Reinders, who said that in respect to human rights, we can force people to comply, but we cannot force them to care. David Schwartz, in his book, Crossing the River, Creating a Conceptual Revolution in Community and Disability, suggested that caring always arises in a cultural setting and that it always is something that happens between people. My American colleague, Rutherford Turnbull, pointed out that each member of a community must recognise that all are vulnerable in some aspects of their lives. As a first step, therefore, the ethical community must recognise what he so eloquently suggested as a mutuality of need and a reciprocity of vulnerability. An ethical community would also recognise that all persons are equal as human beings, and all persons are dependent upon others in a metaphorically deep way. The development of an ethical community would also be an antidote to one of the most significant barriers to the implementation of the spirit and reality of the human rights conventions, namely the growth of individualism and the market-based economies which fail to recognise the important role communality has played in the history of the human species. Whilst the quality of life and social inclusion of people on the margin of our society may appear to depend upon external socio-political economic forces beyond their control, their level of acceptance as fellow human beings and citizens can be influenced by the humanity and compassion of the general community. Therefore, it is imperative for the achievement of full inclusion of these people that there is an engagement with the wider community in its journey to quality of life. And I ask the question, have we been too focused on the needs of people at risk in isolation from those in the wider community, and in so doing have failed to recognise the reciprocity aspect of the inclusion process? Have we been sufficiently strategic in our thinking, in our policies, or our actions? So in conclusion, I leave you with the prophetic words of the wonderful poet John Donne in his Meditation 17. No person is an island, entire of itself. Every person is a piece of the continent, a part of the realm. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Trevor, very much. It's a pleasure and an honour to have you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very fortunate in this part of the world to have many talented musicians to play for us. So today we're honoured to have Hattie Oates, who finished her schooling in Armidale quite recently, to come and perform for us today. I invite you please to listen carefully, but also please to remain seated while she does perform. Thank you.
Sweet disposition, never too soon. Oh, reckless abandon, like in no one's watching you. A moment of love, a dream, a laugh, a kiss, a cry, our rights, our wrongs, a moment of love, a moment of love. So stay there, I'll keep coming over. While I'm but still young, so young it runs, won't stop to surrender. Welcome to your life, there's no turning back, even while you sleep. You will find me acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the. Everybody wants to rule the. Everybody wants to rule the world. So stay there, 'cause I keep coming over. While I'm but still young, so young it runs, won't stop to surrender. Won't stop till it's over.
Thanks, Hattie, very much. I now have great pleasure to invite the Chair of the Academic Board, Associate Professor Jennifer McDonald, to present the candidates for their degrees.
Would the graduands please stand? Chancellor, I submit to you a list of candidates as set out in the programme who have completed all requirements and are entitled to be admitted to their respective academic degrees and awards.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit these candidates to their respective academic degrees and awards. Would the graduates please be seated?
Chancellor, the New England... with the graduates who are also receiving a New England Award, please stand. Chancellor, the New England Award is granted to selected graduates who have demonstrated outstanding service to the university and wider community and commitment to others. It is a non-academic award given by the university in recognition of the skills, attributes, leadership and personal qualities that are developed through extracurricular activity, committee membership and voluntary work and good citizenship. Today, the university is proud to be presenting these graduates with this award.
Through your actions to achieve the New England Award, you have shown yourselves to be high-achieving, proactive and outward-looking members of the university community. UNE is proud of the relationships we have developed with many organisations across Australia and in fact around the world because of your actions. On behalf of the Council and the entire university community, I extend to you a hearty congratulations.
Would the graduates please be seated? Would the graduates who are also receiving a Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award please stand? Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor's Scholars Award is granted to selected bachelor's and master's degree graduates who are graduating with a grade point average of 6.7 or higher. Today, the university is proud to be presenting these graduates with this award.
The Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award is a way the university community can recognise and celebrate and reward the achievements of our most academically high-achieving students. Through your actions to achieve the VC Scholar Awards, you have shown yourselves to be hard-working, disciplined members of the university community with a determination to succeed. And on behalf of the University Council and the entire university community, I extend my hearty congratulations.
Would the graduates please be seated? Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to academic degrees and awards, commencing with those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy who are able to be present at this ceremony. Doctor of Philosophy, Ria Fatima, Women's Health-Related Vulnerabilities in Natural Disaster-Affected Areas of Bangladesh. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health, Professor Jennifer Williams, to present those graduates newly admitted to degrees and awards, commencing with the degree of Master, who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Master, Graduate Diploma and Graduate Certificate from the Faculty of Medicine and Health. Master of Counselling, Nicole Louise McColl. Lisa Nicole Newland. Yuan Yang. Master of Health Management, Matthew Peter Rouse. Master of Nursing Practice, Lakshmi Kadka. Bindia Mahajan. Sabina Mahajan. Sujata Rai. Sapana Tiwari. Master of Professional Psychology, Mary Frances Callow. Elizabeth Marie Fall. Nicole Marie Hedge. James Millhouse. Kayla Leah Murnane. Jaya Bree Tate. Rosemary Elizabeth Tate. Simone Kim Treasure. Caitlin Whiteley. Master of Psychology, Clinical, Sarah Rachel Buckley. Denise Hyung. Rowena Moore. Annie Slater. Master of Social Work, Professional Qualifying, Shania Jamie Bremer. Michelle Louise Clydesdale. Chelsea Dawsher. Cecilia Tanyada Ndala. Eunice Owalona Ochigbo. James Peter Pollack. Laura Ann Elizabeth Weatherstone. Sally Ann West. Jordana Wingate. Graduate Diploma in Counselling, Mary Eve Jett. Rachel May Laurie. Caitlin Leah Sortel. Graduate Diploma in Psychology, Brandon James Crotty. Sophie Jane Florence. Bruce Richard Jamison. Lisa Claire Kellett. Rebecca May McClure. Kintara Lee Phillips. Renee Linda Snow. Gabrielle Vagels. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Head of School of Health, Associate Professor Sarah Wayland, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and those graduates awarded the Diploma and Undergraduate Certificate who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and awarded the Diploma and Undergraduate Certificate from the School of Health who were able to be present at this ceremony. Bachelor of Pharmacy with Honours, Melanie Joy French, First Class. Alexandra Persephone Demetrios, Second Class, Division 1. Meredith Griffiths, Second Class, Division 1. Diane Faye Miller, second class, Division 1. Alicia Kelly O'Brien, second class, Division 1. Jara Bremer, second class, Division 2. Christy Lee Gill, second class, Division 2. Isidora Monturi, second class, Division 2. Eileen Elizabeth Roberts, second class, Division 2. Zoe Sofia Skipanovic, second class, Division 2. Angela Stonoju, second class, Division 2. Sarah Elizabeth Wyatt, second class, Division 2. Beth Grace Roseleg. Bachelor of Nursing. Grace Onitsi Adegboy. Hyacinth Kate Agamanos. Rebecca Aiken Ayrenuquin. Fatima Fakun Ankaya. Dave John Apa. Kathleen Kaliwanagon Banta. Josie Meg Bartel. Montana Marshall Beavis. Lizzie Connie Blackhurst. Georgia Butt. Hannah Pearl Carroll. Leo James Kayabayab. Holly Copen. Paige Elizabeth Cork. Bethany Rose Council. Lauren Cutler, Michaela Lillian Davey, Carl Davis, Gigi Hazel Pena de la Guardia, Ivan Carl Della Pena, Bianca Lee Douglas, Liam Mark Dunnett, Amber Lee Ferguson, Justin Thomas Fernando, Lara Page Follington, Melissa Freeman, also receiving the New England Award. Paige K. Gainsford, Caitlin Mary Gallagher, Elise Monique Gett, Michelle Graham, Lauren Denise Graves, Miller Lynn Green, Olivia Kate Haldell, Kim Michelle Harper, Kathleen Freya Higgs, Lucy Joan Holt, Benjamin James Howard, Holly Rose Jewell, Kieran Joshi, Abby Catherine Kidd, Ethan Peter Midk, Rakshya Kanwa, Zita Lampf, Lalita Madden, Marian Adama Ma. Muskin Mansouri. Amber McGuinness. Sophie Joyce Menza. Virginia Marie Miller. Sarah Louise Mortimer. Amy Nichols. Tatiana Christina Nunes. Dominion Ola Wasi Milo Oi Ojo. Lawrence Yabbit Paris. Aidan Sky Patrick. Rebecca Nicole Payne. Angela Predick. Sarah Ann Price. Renukala Rai. Mala Rajbanshi. Jonalyn Balakateo Rhoda. Ashley Rose Richardson. Laura Rose Salter. Meg Elizabeth Sandford. Sujin Sharma. Mainie Elizabeth Sharp. Georgia Ellen Shields. Shilpa. Irina Shrestha. Ninu Shrestha. Sunita Shrestha. Anthea Ann Smee. Elise Jules St John. Tammy Lynn Steele. Hayley Rose Stewart Hollingworth. Matilda Jane Strickland. Cheyenne Antonia Rose Sturtridge. Smita Subedi. Peter Paul Sulit. Olivia Ann Tunbridge. Jerry Casilla Venancio. Christy Wallace. Sophie Jade Wan. Amelia Wiggins. Georgia Wright. Bachelor of Social Work, Jacob Lynn Barnes. Alison Lee Bryant. Linda Ann Khalil. Alex Matthews. Bridie Kathleen McAteer, also receiving the New England Award. Shannon Emma Rush. Anita Kate Spencer. Heather Ruth White. Diploma in Community Welfare and Wellbeing, Kyan Amelia Fox. Master of Social Work Professional Qualifying, Anisha Rakesh Selby. Namdi Temple Ayanaka. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Head of School of Psychology, Professor Einar Thorstensen, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor and Undergraduate Certificate who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor and awarded the Undergraduate Certificate from the School of Psychology who are able to be present at the ceremony. Alice Marie Aka. Annie McKinley Ellen Blaisdell, also receiving the New England Award. Kelly Ann Shampness. Jessica Joy Codrington. Katie Madeline Cox, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Deborah Carolyn Davis, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor Scholars Award. Zoe Jane de Leperwans. Jessica Louise De Santis. Emily Harriet Evans. Sonia Narelle Farr. James Head, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Jessica Lee Hickey. Colin Andrew Hunter. Kristen Elisa Urians, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Kira Simone Kennedy. Alex Mary Mizzen, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Jane Victoria Morrison, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Natalie Morris. Heather Fiona Norris, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Louise Siobhan O'Sullivan, also receiving the Vice-Chancellor's Scholar Award. Jody Marie Pe Baud. Margaret Mostrales Resantazo. Tegan Joy Stacey. Michelle Philippa Stone. Mani Carolyn Whale. Nancy Verghese. Lisa Marie Watson, Anna Selina Young, Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Faculty of Medicine and Health to graduates who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Congratulations, ladies and graduates and ladies and gentlemen. I think today the audience has won the Chancellor's Award for the most spontaneous and loudest audience. It's great to hear and see. I now have the great pleasure in inviting Rowena Moore to deliver the vote of thanks on your behalf.
I would like to begin by acknowledging the Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, Council members, local elder, distinguished guests, academic staff, fellow graduates, family and friends. I would also like to acknowledge that we meet on the lands of the Anawan people and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. During my time at UNE, I've been fortunate enough to experience the varied learning opportunities that UNE has to offer, including being both an online and on-campus student, as well as an undergraduate student, an honours student and a master's student, along with experiencing tornadoes, pandemics and heat waves. Although each of us have had our own experiences to reach this point, I know that at some point we all had a seed of an idea with which, with hard work and perseverance, it expanded and grew to become the achievement we are here to celebrate. I am honoured to give the vote of thanks on behalf of all graduates to recognise the people that helped to nurture that seed with us, and whom without we would not be here. On behalf of the graduates, I would first like to thank the academic staff of UNE. I would like to thank the subject coordinators and the lecturers that inspired us and shared their knowledge and time. I'd like to thank them for answering our questions on Moodle and alleviating our anxiety when we asked about exams, or to answer once more if references are counted in the word count or not. I would like to thank them for their time during intensive schools, for their time during lectures or seminars when they answered questions and debated ideas with us, and especially to the lecturers during my Masters who helped hone all of our skills with kindness, compassion and understanding. To our thesis supervisors for inspiring us and for having faith that it will work out in the end, even if we did not. And for their support and advice. To the tutors and the markers who gave their time to advise us on how to improve our skills. On behalf of all today's graduates, I would like to thank you. On behalf of the graduates, I'd like to thank the professional staff, the IT people that ensured we had access to our courses, who perhaps you only encountered if you had difficulty, but were always behind the scenes to ensure that the system was working. To the library staff who ran online courses and who always provided assistance when needed, whether on campus or online. Thank you to all the staff at Arala, at the Academic Skills Office and the numerous other support services that UNE has for our students. I would also personally like to thank the professional staff that helped to organise and support those of us that had placements, for your understanding. Personally, I would like to thank the staff and the supervisors at the UNE Psychology Clinic, who provide not only valuable support for students and for the local community, but also who have encouraged and supported my cohort of psychologists in training, and for the confidence with which you sent us out into the real world with. To our fellow students, for their guidance, for their support, and their understanding. I've been fortunate to make lifelong friends at UNE. However, I'd like to acknowledge all students in all courses and thank you for your contribution to making UNE what it is. Finally, I would like to thank all of our friends and family for your support. I'd like to extend those thanks to the support offered during our time at UNE and to the support prior to that for each of us graduates. To my own parents, who have always helped to instill a love of learning and who have both implicitly and explicitly shown that learning is lifelong. Whether that was my dad reading his engineering textbooks to me when I was a child, or when he first learnt coding on a computer to make personalised quizzes for me, which perhaps made those UNE quizzes that I had that little bit less daunting. To my mum, who herself went back to uni in her 30s while working and juggling family commitments like lots of us, and who showed that this was all possible. To my husband, David, who's been a rock and my biggest supporter every step of the way. To my children, Keely and Adele, who along with David encouraged me and supported me, whether through helping learn parts of the brain, to find test participants for my thesis, for being my guinea pig, and for supporting me with my travel to Armidale, and who made so many sacrifices for my success, for the FaceTime dinners, and for all of you having so much faith in me. Thank you. To all of the family and friends here today and at home, on behalf of all the graduates, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to finish by congratulating all the graduates on completion of their award today, for turning that seed of an idea into a reality. Although it is our individual names on the paper, I would like to thank and acknowledge the village of people that supported and lifted us. To all of you, I give thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Rowena. Graduates, you've joined an extraordinary club today. It's called the Alumni of the University of New England. It's a worldwide club. Please join it. It means that we can keep in contact with you, find out what you're doing, where you're living, but it also means we can inform you of what's happening here. It's a friendly club. No matter wherever you are in the world, the chances are you'll meet somebody from it. And I'm sure they will offer a helping hand if you need it, whether it just be to find the best coffee in town, where there's the best school to send the kids to, where you can get the best meals from, or just general advice about the new environment you find yourself in. So just out there in front of the library is a place where you can join up, and we'd love you to, as I said before, so we can keep in contact with you and you can keep in contact with us. You've all earned a degree today, whether it be a doctorate or a master's, a certificate, a diploma. Be a little selfish with it first. Help yourselves and your families to better the way your life is and the way you live. Also, just remember the communities you live and work in. Help them with the knowledge and skills that you've learnt here today. You've seen two of our illustrious alumni, one get an honorary doctorate today and the other one an alumni award. They've gone beyond the call of duty. Follow their deeds and you'll find it most rewarding, because the best way to get into a community, if it's a strange community, is to go and work in it, not necessarily in your job, but at the local Lions Club or at the local sports club or whatever it may be that interests you. Join it. You'll find life much more interesting and much more rewarding. Before I close this ceremony, I ask our new graduates to process after the academic procession. And I now ask you all to stand for the academic anthem, and I declare this ceremony closed.
Let it go. Let it all roll off your shoulder. Don't you know that the hardest part is over? Let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours, these small hours still remain. Let it slide. Let your troubles fall behind you. Let it shine until you feel it all around you. I don't mind if it's me you'll need to turn to get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours, these small hours still remain. All of my regret will wash away somehow. I cannot forget the way I feel right now. In these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Oh, in these small hours, in these small hours, these small hours, these little wonders still remain. Well, you feel so bright. Didn't get much sleep last night. Freight train rattled through my head. Whistle blowing love instead is dead. Heart attack by fear and doubt. Won't be long till the truth comes out. First impressions never lie. Lovers' bones, they hurt so fast, so fast. Restless future burning bright. The past is holding on so tight. Never heard the warning bell. I just wanna wish you well. 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 Broken swallows dip and sway. Take the cue from the slightest thing. Rolling fog into my room. Why'd you give up on me so soon? So soon. Restless future burning bright. The past is holding on so tight. Never heard the warning bell. I just wanna wish you well. I just wanna wish you well. I just wanna wish you well. Yeah, I just wanna wish you well. don't